Hello all, I, Chef Reena Dongre, welcome you all to my channel Food Prod Notes once again. This is the second part of the video on artisan breads. In the previous video, we have seen the definition of artisan breads and we have discussed about the pre-ferments. Thus, artisan breads is a bread made by a skilled craftsperson which is handmade without using the additives or preservatives, which uses pre-ferments or sourdough starters and also employs the traditional methods of making. Apart from that, we have also discussed the various pre-ferments like Polish, Biga, Levi and scrap dough. In this video, we are going to discuss the sourdough starter in details. There are certain points which needs to be discussed while we are talking about the sourdough starters. First of all is wild yeast. As we have already discussed that sourdough starters uses wild yeast. These wild yeast in sourdough starters are not the same organisms as commercial yeast. Consequently, they act somewhat differently. Also, different wild yeast are found in different regions and environments. Hence, the characteristic of sourdough starter in one region will differ from the another region. Wild yeast can tolerate more acidity than commercial yeast. If a dough made with commercial yeast becomes too sour or acidic, the yeast is likely to die and the resulting bread will have an off taste. Whereas wild yeast used in starters can tolerate and grow in higher levels of acidity. The next point to be discussed is bacterial fermentation. It has to be considered that sourdough starters contains bacteria as well as yeast. The most important of these bacteria belong to a group called lactobacilli. Like the yeast, these bacteria ferment some of the sugars in the dough and create carbon dioxide gas. In addition, they create acids. These acids give sourdough its sourness. Just like the wild yeast, the exact strains of bacteria present may vary from starter to starter, and so each starter has unique characteristics. These bacteria produce two kinds of acids, that is lactic acid and acetic acid. Lactic acid is a weak or mild acid, whereas acetic acid is the acid in vinegar and is a stronger acid. Getting a good balance of these two acids is an important goal of the baker. The balance of these two acids gives the bread its characteristic sourdough flavor. Too much acetic acid in the dough makes the bread taste harsh and vinegary. Lactic acid thus is necessary to balance the flavor. But if the dough contains only lactic acid and little or no acetic acid, the bread has little sourdough flavor. Now let's discuss about starting and maintaining the natural starters. As we have discussed, the microorganisms, that is yeast and bacteria, that create sourdough starters differ from place to place. In addition, different bakers look for different results in their sourdough breads. Thus, the procedures for creating, maintaining, and using natural starters vary considerably. And the last point which we are going to discuss is the source of microorganisms. As we all know that flour and water dough or batter, if left to stand long enough, it's likely to start fermenting, either from yeast and bacteria in the air and environment or from yeast and bacteria that were already present in the flour. Thus, wild yeast, which are naturally present on the surface of fruits or whole grains, are the most used sources for creating natural sourdough starters. Mixing whole grain rye flour into a batter or dough with water and letting it stand until it ferments is one of the best and most reliable ways of creating a starter. This initial fermentation usually takes at least 2 or 3 days. Rye is a good environment for wild yeast, and starters begun with rye are more likely to be successful than starters begun with wheat flour only. Whole grain rye generally contains more of these organisms, but if it is not available, then using the darkest rye, what we can find, can also be one of the options. Lighter rye has comparatively contains less of these organisms. Apart from using the rye flour in a starter, another popular way to create a sour is to mix a batter or loose dough with regular bread flour and bury pieces of fruits, in which case grape is the most commonly used fruit, or vegetable in it until it begins to ferment. Later on, the fruit is removed. Both these types of starters can be used to make the sourdough starter. As discussed earlier, while making the artisan bread, majority of the characteristics which are required to make the commercial yeast bread remains the same, except few points which we would be discussing now. One is refreshing the starter. Once the initial fermentation has begun, the starter must be refreshed regularly so the yeast and bacteria are nourished and will multiply until they are strong enough to ferment a bread dough. The yeast and bacteria must regularly be supplied with fresh food in the form of wheat flour so they can grow. The basic procedure is to combine a portion of fermenting starter with additional flour and water in the correct ratio and again letting the mixture ferment. Next is flour water ratio in the starter. We have seen in the previous video that some sourdough starters are stiff dough, similar to the type of pre-ferment like biga, okay, or a stiff starter which is sometimes referred in French as levain. A thick dough-like starter is more stable and does not need to be refreshed as often. It can be refrigerated without being refreshed for several days or even a week. Stiff starters favor the production of both lactic acid and acetic acid. Furthermore, the starter will produce more acetic acid under refrigeration than at room temperature. A thin starter, on the other hand, is less stable and must be refreshed more. It ferments more quickly than a stiff starter and can become strongly acidic in short time. Thus, the type of starter you choose to make the sourdough bread depends on the flavor profile you would like and on the production schedule. Next important word regarding the artisan breads is auto-leep. This is the extra step taken during the mixing of the final dough. In this process, a bread dough is first mixed only with flour and water at a low speed, and later on it is rested at least for 30 minutes. This mixing of flour and water and resting it for minimum 30 minutes is called as auto heat, which hydrates the flour fully and so that the flour proteins and starches are completely absorbed. The enzymes in the dough begin acting on the proteins before they are too stretched by mixing. This improves the gluten structure in the bread, making the finished dough easier to handle and to mold. It also improves the texture of the baked bread. Ultimately, it also impacts the gluten structure and it also improves the bread's color. Next is fermentation. One of the advantages of using pre-ferments is the improvement in flavor and texture caused by the extended fermentation time. This holds true for the fermentation of the finished bread dough as well. In the artisan bread, the yeast ferments between 33 and 105 degrees Fahrenheit. A lower temperature is preferable for artisan breads. So without using the proofing boxes, these doughs are fermented at room temperature. And lastly, the baking. Okay. The most of the artisan breads are usually baked as hearth breads. That is, they are baked directly on the deck or floor of deck or hearth ovens. The breads are normally baked between 280 to 232 degrees centigrade. Steam is injected in the initial 15 minutes of baking, which forms the crust, which delays the formation of the crust so that the bread also gets expanded fully. The crust which is formed in the artisan bread is thin and crisp. It is because of the steam which has been injected. The moisture also affects the starches on the surface of the bread, aiding in creating a more attractively browned crust. That's all about the artisan bread. These are the references used for making the video. Thank you very much for watching the video. In case of doubt, you can contact me at reenadongre@hotmail.com.